Good afternoon everyone and welcome back. It is Friday, it is episode 6, it is the People's Portfolio. Okay guys, now the footy, we did the 100k video on Monday, it's already up at 103.5. A lot of growth this week in anticipation of the bonus ending, you know. And this is a little footnote. It's something I thought, if I was like mega rich, I don't think I'd have put, see the maximum amount you can qualify to take advantage of the bonus. I don't think I'd have done that on day one. I'd have probably hung off until now and maybe tried to scope out a bargain and swooped in at the end. So you might see a bit of a flood of money before the dip we're expecting, which might actually kind of legislate against the hangover if it's a surge in the last like 48 hours and then a big crash. Not a big crash, that's a bit of an exaggeration, you know, but a backward step in the kind of 36 hours after that. They two might kind of level each other off a little bit, who knows. But the People's Portfolio, guys, I've got some great things to talk to you about today. Let's just dive right into it all, okay? The very first pick we've been given is Silly Ozcan, okay? Now, since this guy was tipped, it came with a nice little bit of blurb from the guy who recommended it. I forgot your name off the top of my head, sorry. You can check him out in the comment section on last week's video. But from the point that he highlighted him and suggested him for the People's Portfolio, he's rose and rose and rose a lot. And you see there, the 7-day growth is up 57%, you know. So we have maybe missed a bit of a steal on this one. But the guy has a lot of promise, and let's have a look at it. So at 46 pence, still a marginal bargain. The stats last year for Cologne in Bundesliga 2, 7 starts, 8 off the bench, 1 goal. And the comment that came along with him suggested that the new manager likes him. Maybe the previous manager didn't. He might have had some sort of injury. I'm not too sure on that. If we use our new tool, the FootMob app, we're looking at some actual proper stats. Accurate passing, 84%. Key passing, 11. And bearing in mind, guys, if you look at the top there, over the full season, you see the number 15 there? That's how many appearances he's made. And then number 7 next to that is how many starts he's made. So in 7 starts, in 8 games off the bench, what we just seen in the last screen, 84% passing. Shots on target, a third is okay for a defensive midfielder, I suppose. Dribbling's good enough. Tackling nice and high, 78%. Clearance is 14. And then the season before, when Cologne get relegated, he played actually quite a lot. 23 games, 19 of them were starts. Got 1 goal, 5 yellow cards, you know, and in the Europa League he played a bit as well. So at 21, the guy has a good bit of experience under his belt, good bit of pedigree. And if he's now got a manager that fancies him, and I mean that the footballing way, of course, then he's got a good chance of really kicking on this year and really doing something a bit more special, who knows. When we look out for the news that are kicking about, it's all German stuff. I didn't go through and translate any of this, I'm really sorry. There's too many people to kind of dig into today. But the one that you can see there, I did click on the one, it's Ozcan and Jan Philipp Arp. They won an award like 2 years ago, and it's like a special award in Germany for young players, and they beat off some top competitions. So the guy has been recognised when he was like, must have been about 19 or something like that, with a top award. So the guy has a lot of potential, a lot of promise. And what you find with Cologne as well, that don't take into consideration the fact that he's been at Cologne, they got relegated and went to Bundesliga 2, because they also had Timo Horn, German cap goalkeeper, and Jonas Hector, German cap left back, played in the World Cup, staying at the club, you know. And Cologne is famous for Podolski, of course. They've got this great following of the players and the fans and all that type of thing as well. So you might think, oh, if he was that good, he'd have left Cologne when they get relegated. It's not necessarily the case, because of, you know, what we've seen with German internationals staying in the team, wanting to bounce back and get promoted with them, and that's the sort of club that they are. I've been to Germany for football once. A little side note, I went to a St. Pauli game, and it was St. Pauli versus Kaiserslautern, and great game and all that stuff. But I ended up chatting to some Cologne fans later on that night, and this is before they played Arsenal in the Europa League. And if you're an Arsenal fan or you've seen the stuff, you know that you'll know their fans are proper hardcore. But when I met them, that was about 2 or 3 seasons ago, you know, they talked a good game certainly, and everything I've seen since then kind of translates for that. So don't worry about the fact he's been relegated. It's not as if he's not a good player, but he's probably rejected offers to stay. It wouldn't surprise me. The next guy we've got is Arne Meyer. Okay, now Arne Meyer plays for Hertha Berlin. He's been on a great rise for the last 3 months, really nice and gradual, nothing too spectacular, but gradual increases. Okay, Last season, 23 starts in defensive midfield, only 2 yellow cards, with a tackle success rate of 52% and a passing success rate of 82%. So he's more a ball playing defensive midfielder. Key passes 19, clearances and interceptions nice and high as well. Guy's got a lot of boxes ticked, you know, and we look at his overall stats, tackles per game, and the whoscored.com stuff we're used to seeing at 20 years old. Really attractive, you know, for having, if you looked at the bottom there, so he played last season, 17 starts, 17 appearances, 14 starts. So he's got two seasons pretty much in the Bundesliga under his belt at a mid-table team at 20 years of age. He's also been playing in the youth setup as well. He's on that golden boy list. And yeah, hot prospect. If he stays at Hertha this year, he could be in the chance for some PB stuff if they're in single match days and that type of thing, if he's connecting a lot of passing. But at 20 years of age, young German midfielder, is a real kind of hype now around German youth. You know, Germany seem to be back with a bit of a bang with this generation that's coming through. Havertz being the key kind of headliner act, you know, along with guys like Ta and a few other bits and bobs. So he's one to keep an eye on, 100%. The next guy we come to again is in the Bundesliga, is Wood Weghorst. Okay, a wee bit older than the last couple of guys I've spoke about. He's only 4 years younger than me, so that would make him 27. And he's had a great season. 33 starts, 17 goals, 7 assists, which for Wolfsburg, who finished mid-table-ish, I want to say. One of them, Bremen and Wolfsburg, one of them struggled and was close to the bottom end of the table. Off the top of my head, I forget who it was, but in any case, this guy's done really well in his first season in the Bundesliga. Passing 70%, shots on target really high for a guy who's taking a lot of shots. Key passes 37. Interceptions 9, clearances 32, so he's getting back for corners and winning headers as well. Previous to this, he was in Eredivisie, 31 starts, 18 goals, and you can see his record there. He's fairly consistent numbers wise, good guy overall. It says he's 26 here, his birthday must be later on in the year. He's almost 2 metres tall, guy's a bit of a beanpole, but again, really good stats overall, good Pete. And the thing with Weghorst, I said this to the guy that posted them, close to the end of the season, he scored like 4 goals in one game or something daft like that, and he shot up, he got a good bit of attention. And next season, the guy could... Wolfsburg, you know, we always talk about Atletico Madrid are known for strikers. Torres, Forlan, Aguero, whatever, right? But Wolfsburg have a track record like that as well in the Bundesliga. Maybe not to the same degree of world-class players, but the last, you know, Wolfsburg, Dzeko and who was the Brazilian guy, Graffiti, you know, they've got a history of strikers, you know. And this guy is not somebody to be discounted. The last guy as well, Bas Dost, the hero that is Bas Dost. I'm pretty sure he played for Wolfsburg as well. So, you know, they like big strikers and they can be quite good with them. He's been linked with Everton, and, you know, he's just been catching the eye basically at 27, 26. He's potentially a safe buy. You know, he's not a young prospect that might fail. Could do pretty well for somebody if he was on the move. Loren Moron, right? Now, this one, I was really confused by. Never heard of him. At a glance here, I thought the guy's not really moved away too much. Over 3 months, he's been between, he's now at 34 pence, but he's really been between 32 and 28 for 3 months. So it tells me there's not a lot of activity, there's not much going on. But if we dig a bit deeper, I guess a bit more interesting. So for Betis, who had a good enough season this year, 22 starts, 6 goals, no assists, stats overall, passing's nice and high, tackles for a wide player, good, you know. Clearance is decent enough. But other than that, this is his main season in La Liga. So, you know, his experiences are, you know, yet to be really solidified and concreted, okay. But, you know, good enough, yeah, 25, decent, you know, nothing terrible, nothing amazing. But then we get to this and it's like, Sheffield United are going to spend 35 million on him. West Ham have been offered him. Granada have asked about him, you see there. Sociedad, I think, as well. Yes, Sociedad, West Ham, Sheffield United. So, you know, if this guy goes to the Premier League, and we've seen this quite a lot with under the radar, you know, signings that go to newly promoted bottom end teams in the league. You know, if you think about Choupo-Moting, right? Remember Choupo-Moting at Stoke? He signed from Schalke, and it was like, oh yeah, I kind of heard his name, played some Champions League football, whatever. But that game was against Man United. He scored 2 goals, put his name on the map big time. And fair enough, he went to play for PSG. And, you know, we know he's not an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but that kind of scenario, if he was to play, say he signed for Sheffield United, and say they beat like Leicester like 3-0 and this guy made 2 assists and scored a goal, or Bournemouth, you know, something like that. This guy's price could fly and pop, and oh, he's getting linked to this team and that team, and you know, so the price he's at now is very stable and very affordable. So if he moves to the Premier League, that could be a good one. If he stays outside Premier League, I don't really see you making too much on him too quickly, unless he turns into, you know, a Ballon d'Or contender, something like that. And then we get to Bradley Dack. Okay, now this guy's picture, I thought this guy looks like a rugby player. Let's see what we know about this guy. Blackburn Rovers, and he's mega active for a midfielder. 40 starts, 15 goals, 7 assists in the Championship is an amazing record, considering Blackburn Rovers were not in the top 6. And all those stats at the bottom, passing and tackling and all that, really, really strong, really good. And then he's had a few seasons in League One that's built up to this Championship season, you know, so the guy has a good track record, you know. And when you look at this, he's been playing League One in 2014-15 season, right? The guy's 25, you know, so that's the last 4 seasons. So he's been playing since the age of 20 at a good level. I think that's been all for Blackburn-ish, maybe not, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. But guy's got good potential to move to like a Burnley or, you know, something like that, and really Sheffield United, really kick on. But we look at who's linked to him. It's Brighton, Aston Villa. You know, I say Burnley, talking about that type of team, you know, hard-working, stable Premiership team. There's teams in for him. If he moves to Villa or to Brighton, you can see his price pop a little bit. Now, I wanted to catch this in one of the screenshots as well. Nobody wants to keep him, right? Forget about that. His missus is on Love Island, right? Or something. His missus seems to be quite famous. So again, this guy, if he does get into the Premier League and does well, there's an extra angle for media. And media is not just open to the top 200 going forward from this season. It's going to be open to everyone. So, you know, if there's a scandal, you know, whatever, I don't know, this guy could be getting some more media attention in the future. Armando Iso. Now, I'm so thankful to whoever recommended this guy, okay, for a few reasons, and we'll get to them as we come, okay. But Italian centre-back, you can see his price trending there. Over the last 7 days, he's went up 30%, okay, so the guy's had a bit of a spike recently, okay. Stats, really solid, really credible, you know, nothing amazing goal-scoring-wise, roughly 1 in 10. But really solid centre-back, and Italy are known for them, you know. He's been in Serie A for Torino for a good number of years, really stable, really reliable. Armando Iso. And then this season on WhoScored.com, he was Torino's highest rated player. So again, if you catch these guys on a single or double match day, this guy was to score the goal, to keep a clean sheet. He could be in line to be winning some PBs, there's no two ways about that. Tackles per game over 2, brilliant. And at the age of 27, the guy's not a flake, you know, he's not going to, you know, just turn it off if you like. Now, driving about this morning, the phone beeps. AC Milan have been disqualified from the Europa League. First thing goes off in my head, who was 7th in Serie A, they're going to be getting the spot. Didn't think much else about it, did some work, did the research for the video. When I was doing it, the radio said it, Torino are getting AC Milan's Europa League spot. So, Torino are now in Europe next year, okay? This guy has been linked to Arsenal, he's been linked to Man United according to the Metro. The guy has some good links in him. If he stays at Torino, worst case scenario, he will perform to a good level, they will be in Europe, and, you know, the guy's in a really good position. Now, at 58 pence, you're not going to go too far wrong with him, really, in my opinion. You might have a bit of a backward slope because he's on a big rise now, 30%. You might want to wait for a plateau to happen, but guy ticks a lot of boxes. At 27, he's not too old, especially considering the fact he's a defender. Defenders, you want them, if you're thinking PB especially, you want them to be, you know, more stable edge-wise and good experience behind them, of course. Pedro Porro, a name I'm familiar with because I'm a big follower of Man City, big Man City fan. If you don't know that already, I'll explain that story if you want on another video. But because of that, I'd keep tabs on Girona. And this guy, I know a little bit about him already. You can see the price there for yourself. Stats are pretty good overall. Now, for a wing back, 4 assists in 25 games isn't amazing, but clearances, interceptions, great. Tackles, great. Passing, great. You know, the guy's been really good. And at the age of 19, his first full season in La Liga, the guy's done pretty well. He's been unfortunate to be in a poor team that's been relegated. but at 19 the guy's pretty attractive. And again, he's on this list, 7 La Liga stars destined for big transfers. He's been linked. That Everton thing, forget that. That's not about Pedro Porro, that's about somebody else. He's been ruled out of the championships. He was meant to go, get injured, didn't make it. Girona have been relegated, so one of 3 things will happen, right? Let's say most unlikely, he stays at Girona as is now, okay? Second most likely, Man City sign him, loan him back to somebody else, maybe Girona or maybe another club. And then third option, probably on equal par of likeliness. Oh yeah, I dived into one of these articles. It was, yeah, that Bleacher Report one. Go and read that, it's really interesting. The guy signed for Rayo Vallecano, went through their academy, and he turned down, allegedly, the likes of Real Madrid and Bayern Munich to sign for Girona because he knew he would play every minute, you know, possible. He's probably thinking to himself as well, it could be a road to Man City as well. But with him now being relegated, he's definitely going to have some movement on him in terms of transfers and where he might end up. At 71 pence, he's good value. He's not going to be great value with the question marks. Depends on where his transfer is to and where he ends up. But he could be one for the future, totally. Okay, guys. Now, to be quite honest, I have not made a decision yet. And after much deliberation, we're going to buy another defender. Apologies, guys. We're buying 50 Armando Izzo. Okay, boom. He is in the people's portfolio. Okay. Now, we are currently selling our Declan Rice up. Okay, we managed to get pretty much close to that kind of break-even point. And we're going to be selling him out and releasing some of that money, and we're looking to identify a new kind of safe core, and we're going to keep this money kind of loose, and we're going to wait for the right opportunity. I just don't really see Declan Rice transferring now. The noises have been too consistent for too long. He did a tweet saying that we were number 41 still next year and a few other bits and pieces, and that was the main reason we kind of bought him. The other players we had in the core, unfortunately, the things we wanted to happen with them all did happen, and they've all rose up and went away. So we missed out on a couple of pennies on Wan-Bissaka. We had 6 or 7 of him. Mason Mount, I think we had maybe 10 of him or something. And I forget who else made up that core originally. But so we're looking to find a new core. We're looking for somebody who's undervalued, and I'll be doing a kind of ad hoc post or maybe video, depending on who we go for, and we'll be adding somebody into the people's portfolio again for the safe kind of core that we've got. Okay, so thanks for tuning into the video this week, guys. Drop your suggestions down for next week, who we want to be getting into the portfolio. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, guys, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.